Thank you, Dr. Huck, and it's a pleasure to serve under you in the chair. I am genuinely grateful for the Honourable Member for Strangford for securing this debate, and I pay tribute to his considerable efforts and his tireless commitment, not just as a member of the APPG on the Baha'i faith, but as the chair of the All-Party Parliamentary Group for Freedom of Religion and Belief. And I would like to start by echoing the words of the Honourable Member for Caerphilly, who I think is absolutely right to say that the world, including Iran, should take note that from every corner of the United Kingdom and from every political corner of this House, there is a unanimity of voice on the importance of the issue. And I'm very glad he raised that point just in the conclusion of his speech, so that I could echo that point at the start of my own. The issue of inequality in land rights affects millions of people around the world, and it is of particular concern, as the Honourable Member for Strangford said, it is of particular concern for the most vulnerable, for the minority groups, including religious minorities. The UK government supports good land governance as a key pillar of inclusive and sustainable economic development around the world. Securing land and property rights is necessary to release other human rights, the right to food, the right to water, the right to housing, to name just a few. And the UK government funds development efforts to support effective protections against forcible evictions and to facilitate responsible investment in land. The government strongly believes these are integral to the economic growth, rural livelihoods, conflict prevention, environmental sustainability, as well as fundamental human rights. As this House is well aware, we monitor the human rights situation in Iran very closely. The recent deterioration of land rights of religious minorities in Iran is deeply troubling to us. Our bleak assessment is that Iran continues to violate human rights across the board, including, sadly, the right to freedom of religion or belief. While some faiths in Iran, most notably Christianity and Judaism, benefit from constitutional protection, in truth, there is widespread discrimination against all religious minorities. But it is markedly worse for unrecognised faiths, including the Baha'i. The Baha'i community in Iran faces systematic discrimination, as has been outlined in the speech by the Honourable Gentleman. They face harassment and they face targeting. Baha'i-owned shops and businesses have been forced to close across the country, forced by the Iranian authorities. And the state's efforts to identify, monitor, and arbitrarily detain Baha'i people, sadly, shows little sign of abating. These patterns of repression extend beyond property rights. We have seen Baha'i students, again, as the Honourable Gentleman said, pressured to convert to Islam or to be denied an education altogether. This government shares the view of the UN Special Rapporteur on the situation of human rights in Iran. Discrimination against the Baha'i community is legally sanctioned by a lack of constitutional recognition in Iranian law and by the absence of other meaningful legal protections. Alarmingly, our assessment suggests that there has been a rapid and severe decline in the rights to freedom of religion or belief in Iran over the last year, particularly for the Baha'i community. Arrests of Baha'i followers have increased. The sentences handed out have been arbitrary and disproportionately lengthy. Meanwhile, the Iranian authorities at local and national level have appeared to intensify plans to suppress religious minorities. In late 2020, we understand several court judgments in Iran ordered the seizure of farmlands from the community of Baha'i for Baha'i communities in the village of Ivil in Mazandaran province. These lands have been farmed by Baha'i families for over 150 years. While the Iranian government has reportedly been attempting to expel these farmers since the 1980s, the recent court ruling against the legitimacy of Baha'i ownership of land has had a profoundly negative impact. It presents serious wider implications for property rights of other unrecognised religious minorities. This House will be aware that the UK is committed to defend the freedoms of religion or belief for all and to promote respect between different religions and non-religious communities. We have concerns, and when we have these concerns, we raise them directly with governments, including at ministerial level. We do not shy away from challenging those who we believe are not meeting their obligations, whether publicly or in private. We remain deeply concerned about the violations of freedom of religion or belief in many parts of the world, including in Iran. Where this right is under attack, other human rights are almost always under threat as well. In response to the reports of persecution of the Baha'is, this government has taken the following steps in recent months. At the Human Rights Council in March this year, the UK called upon Iran to end the discrimination and persecution of religious minorities, which continues to persist, particularly towards the Baha'i and Christian converts. On the 12th of February, my noble friend, Lord Ahmed of Wimbledon, issued a statement expressing deep concern about the reports of expropriation and repossession of land owned by Baha'i communities in Ivor. The UK continues to co-sponsor the UN Third Committee resolution on the situation of human rights in Iran. The resolution expressed serious concerns at Iran's violations committed against unrecognised religious minorities, including the Baha'is. Our efforts ensure these remain widespread. Our efforts ensure there remains widespread global support to highlight and call out these issues. In October 2020, we made a national statement at the UN Third Committee, focusing particularly on our concerns about the lack of freedom of religion or belief in Iran and the treatment towards religious minorities. This government has consistently made clear to the Iranians our concerns at persistent violations of freedom of religion or belief and many other human rights. Iran must comply with its treaty obligations to uphold human rights, both formally protected religions and unrecognised ones. We will continue to hold Iran to account on a wide range of human rights issues, including land rights, both through bilateral contacts directly with the Iranian government and on the international stage, including using our membership of the Human Rights Council and at the United Nations, alongside like-minded partners. On our broader action to support freedom of religion or belief, on the 20th of December 2020, the Prime Minister reaffirmed his commitment to this by appointing my honourable friend Fiona Bruce, the MP for Congleton, as his special envoy. Mrs. Bruce works with ministers, officials and other parties to deliver the government's aim of seeing everyone, everywhere, able to have and practice a faith, a belief, or indeed to have no religious belief at all, in accordance to their own conscience. In fact, her first joint external meeting alongside Lord Ahmed was with representatives of the Baha'is. The government has excellent links with the Baha'i community in London and more widely, and we continue to work with faith leaders to advocate for the rights of their communities in Iran and elsewhere. In November 2020, the Minister responsible for human rights, my noble friend Lord Ahmed, further underlined the UK's commitment to freedom of religion or belief for all at a number of international meetings. These included speaking at the Ministerial to Advance Freedom of Religion or Belief and at the Ministers' Forum of International Religious Freedom or Belief Alliance. I hope the House is reassured that we will continue to call out these violations for as long as Iran continues to commit them. Madam Chair, while we rightly discuss Iran's violations towards religious minorities and its citizens, I would like, in response to a number of points raised by honourable members, to take this opportunity to set out our wider engagement with Iran. This government has been consistently clear that we want to put the relationship between the UK and Iran on a better footing as we continue to hold Iran to account for its human rights record, including on the freedom of religion and belief. We strongly believe, that maintaining diplomatic relations will help achieve our vision for a non-nuclear Iran, an Iran that acts as a responsible regional power, an Iran that does not pose a threat to the UK and to the UK's interests. We maintain that diplomacy is also the best way to secure the release of all arbitrarily detained dual British nationals. And this government will work with all international partners to deliver on these shared goals and to keep our diplomatic door open for discussion on a wide range of UK interests. Madam Chair, let me end by reassuring the House that our commitment to defend freedom of religion or belief for all and to promote respect between religious and non-religious communities endures. Let me also assure you that we will continue to monitor and assess the threats to the Baha'i and other minorities, including through violations of their land rights. We believe that one of the most effective ways to tackle injustices is to encourage states to uphold their human rights obligations. And I can assure the House that this government remains committed to encouraging Iran to respect human rights and calling it out on the international stage when it fails to do so. And we will continue to make representations on these issues at every level, at every opportunity. I thank you.